Hey everybody, and welcome to Next Gen Learning. My name is Jonathan Osterman, and we are going to be talking about 5 EdTech tools today to engage and inspire in your classroom. So before we get going, let's take care of just a few orders of business. Number one, everything you hear today is going to be shared with you in 2 ways. We've got an awesome HyperDoc handout that is going to be shared in the chat with links. Feel free to check that out, use it, share it as you see fit. And you'll also find a recording of this webinar linked to that handout as well, so you can review the content here at any time. Additionally, Robin is here with us today. Robin, would you like to say hi?
Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us today.
Robin is going to be floating around in the background. If you have any questions about the webinar or technical questions, feel free to shoot those in the chat, and she would be happy to respond to you as we move through our content today. Our webinar today is sponsored by Science on the Grand, a conference that is going to be happening here in Grand Rapids at the Van Andel Institute on July 15 and 16. It's a STEAM-focused conference for inquiry-based educators. We'd love to see you here in person to learn about more great content like what you're going to hear today, and to reinvigorate you and get you ready for a new school year. If you do register for that conference, you can use the code THANKYOU to save 20% since you have joined us today. So we hope to see you there. Just like to take a pulse and see who we've got in the room today. So Robin is going to share a poll with you, and if you could just take a moment and select which response is most appropriate for you. I'm going to be sharing 5 tools that can be applied across our grade levels here. So hopefully there's something for everybody here, and I'll detail a few ways of how you can use that in your classroom. But just to see how we're doing in the room, how's it looking, Robin?
Good. I am going to close it out. All right. We are at 37% middle school, 32% upper L, high school and admin are at 21%, and then early elementary at 11%. So all grades represented.
Excellent. Glad to have you all with us today. And I hope you're able to take away 1 or more tools today that you can apply and start using tomorrow already. So before we begin, one last order of business. We are talking EdTech tools today. And so we're going to have a little more interaction in this webinar. So if you want to take a moment, grab a mobile device near you, whether it's your phone or another tablet. Most of the tools I'm going to share with you today are able to be done on a mobile device as long as you have a web browser. I would love for you to interact with these tools as we go through here and see how they work for yourself. Of course, take some more time to explore them afterwards. But grab that device nearby and have it ready, as I'll have some QR codes and some links that you can scan or type in to use along with us. So with that, let's dive into our first tool here. Our first tool is called the Teachable Machine, and the Teachable Machine is actually a tool that's been around since about 2017. I happened to just learn about it this year, kind of with the surge of AI usage that's been going on throughout this school year. It was brought to my attention, and it was so cool that I had to share it here with you today. So the Teachable Machine is a tool that is created by Google. It's kind of still in an experimental phase, but it works really, really well. And it's a way that through a web-based format, you can create a machine learning model that you can use in a variety of different places. What I love about this is it is totally free. Like I said, it is web-based. You can use it on any device that has a web browser. And it's just super accessible. and it helps students understand what a learning machine looks like. How does our AI function and work? And it works to demystify some of that. So we're going to try it out here just to get a sense for what this is. So to get started, we're going to click our Get Started button here. There's kind of 3 different projects we can make with our Teachable Machine. We're going to do an image project, but Teachable Machine works off of data that we feed it, just like our language learning models and other AI tools, but we could also upload audio, and we can also use poses as well for our Teachable Machine here. So for our demonstration today, we are going to use an image project. I'm just going to select a standard image model here. And what we get is the ability to train this machine. We need to input some data here. So we're going to start with our different classes, and I can add as many classes as I want here. But I'm going to just do 2 classes for today. And we are going to teach our machine today to identify the difference between a person and a dog. All right, so we can name our classes, and then from there we need to feed it some data. As you can see, we can either upload images to this, maybe photos we've taken already on a mobile device, maybe we've been walking around, we've been taking pictures of people and dogs, and we're going to upload all of those. Or we can do this in a more on-the-spot format, and we can use a webcam or a camera that the device is equipped with. So I'm going to go ahead and activate the webcam here, and I'm going to upload some data just of myself right now. So all we need to do here is hit record, and you'll see it on the right side there collecting data. I got about 52 image samples here. I'm going to let it get a little more and see all angles of my face here. All right, we got about 112 samples. So really great teaching opportunity here for our students to see how the amount of data might impact our outcome here eventually. We're also going to have to upload some data for our other class here, which is our dog. So to do that, I have an image of a dog here. And so I'm going to once again get myself out of the picture and let it collect images of this dog, and we'll try to make sure it sees it all nice and close. We're going to go for the same amount of data here. Oh, look at that, 112 images, or 111. We'll take that. From there, this is what I love about this. No coding, no programming needed. We just go ahead and hit train model, and it is going to program that model for us. Of course, there are advanced settings here. If you're more want to be more technical and tweak things and adjust them, you can dive into that. But we'll let it train it here. It only takes a few seconds, and it is just about done. And now our model's ready, right? We've just trained a machine here. We can see over here at the bottom, it shows my outputs, my person and dog. Luckily, it seems to be working right now, identifying me as a person. That's great, since I'm the only data it has. But what if we show it a different picture? I have another picture of a person or dog here, and we'll see if it can identify that correctly. I'll get out of the screen, and we'll bring my other picture in. Oh, look at that. It is identifying that with 99% assurance that it is a dog, and I think it's correct. But what if we had a more interesting example? Let's say something that's maybe not quite dog, not quite human. We have a werewolf. Let's see what it thinks here. Oh, it is, we can see it's kind of back and forth there, right? It's using our data to go back and forth and say there's some dog-like features, some person-like features. So it's a really cool model to help kids see how this identifies and how it learns. We could add more data and go back and see how the output changes. So let's talk a little bit more about how we could use this teachable machine. You got a couple different cool ways to apply this in your classroom. Number one is called Beat the Machine, right? We can train the machine with some different classes of maybe animals or other things. In one of our programs, we were identifying carnivores, omnivores, and herbivores. So students had to beat the machine and identify what type of animal they were looking at. So we fed it a bunch of examples. We had students collect and upload the data, and then we trained it, and then we found unique pictures and we showed the machine those pictures or those animals, and then the students had to try and identify which it was. In this case, you can see our students were the winners here, AI following closely behind. We could flip that script and we can play a game like what's my rule, where maybe the teacher is training the model first and the students have to figure out what rule or what class is the teachable machine working by. This is a very popular game with math problems, but we can tweak this for this setting to see if students can identify what the teachable machine has learned and how it's using that data. Another really cool application for this is AI and the ethics of AI and the pros and cons of it. So MIT offers a really awesome curriculum on artificial intelligence and what it is and the pros and cons of it. I won't dive into it right now, but this is linked in the PowerPoint and in the HyperDoc for you to check out to help, again, demystify what AI is, to help them understand that this is not some genie in a bottle. It's not pulling information out of thin air. It is using that we have given it to learn and to adapt and to adjust. So really powerful way to teach about what AI is. And then finally, I love this for microcontrollers, maybe in your STEAM or STEM classroom. This can all be exported as files with the programming that can be changed and tweaked, and it can be uploaded to a microcontroller like an Arduino or a microbit. And then we can add a physical component to this. Maybe we're creating a trash sorter, or we're sorting recycling from trash, and our teachable machine can identify the difference between plastics and trash and compostables. So a lot of really cool applications here with the teachable machine. Sticking with the theme of AI, the next tool we're going to chat about is School AI, a really powerful platform to give your students access to AI. We can't give students access to something like ChatGPT in the classroom, depending on age and such, but School AI is a really powerful platform where we can give students the opportunity to interact with AI one-on-one. This is a safe, monitored environment where students can interact with this AI. This is a free platform right now for teachers, so you can sign up and you get access to everything for free. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in here a second and show you around here a little bit. School AI calls different programmed or trained models spaces. All right, so we've got a variety of different spaces here. They have pre-programmed spaces that you can use, and you can also create your own space. So I want to show you that in just a moment. My favorite is Sidekick. So if we click on our Sidekick here, we're going to train a AI to tell us, to tell our students and guide them through a project. So let's say our students are writing a short story. So I'm just going to say, I want you to help my 5th grade students write a short story with the following elements. Maybe we want it to do setting, character, theme, and maybe a secondary or supporting character. All right. We click launch, and it's going to train that that model, and we're ready to go. What I love about this is you do not need an account. Your students do not need an account to access this. So if you got your device handy, I would encourage you to go ahead and scan that QR code and see where it takes you. It's going to take you to a space where you're going to have to type name. So you can go ahead and type in your name, just your first name, and then go ahead and access that AI model. I'm going to give just a moment more for you to scan that if you like. I'm going to copy that and show you where it goes. All right, should look like this. I'll bring it back up if you didn't get a chance to scan. And once you're in there, it should give you a prompt right away. It might ask us about setting first. All right, so I'm going to hop over here and do my name, John, and show you what this looks like. All right, so it says, let's create a short story together. Can you tell me about the setting you'd like for your story? All right, now what I love about this is if I were to go on ChatGPT and do this, I could say, hey, write me a story. ChatGPT is going to do that. Well, what if I say here, I'm not sure, write the story for me, please. We'll be a polite student today. All right, let's see what it gives us back here. Let's kind of think for a moment. I'm thinking longer than I thought it would. There we go. Let's work together on this story. Can you think of a setting that interests you, right? This is what I love about this. It's not going to do the work for your students, but it is going to guide them, right? It even gives me ideas, a magical forest, a bustling city. What do you think, right? So maybe I say, how about a far away planet, right? And then we can continue to interact with this. And it's going to help guide me through writing my story. Okay, so if I go back here to my sidekick, yes, I love seeing this. People are in here, right? This is the safe and the monitored part. I can actually see what everybody is doing here. So we can hop in and we can see Kim here has said, can you give me more suggestions? I can monitor Kim's interactions with this sidekick. Okay, and what I love is it even collects information on how it thinks the students are feeling. So if I hop to a different session here real quick, this was a session we were learning about disasters, natural disasters. And so I can see some students getting frustrated here, having a hard time with hurricane research. She's struggling to find a post-wildfire recovery information. It takes the data and it gives it to me. Now I can go to that student and maybe address those concerns or problems directly. And so we can see the entire chat and see what's going on in there. So again, a safe and monitored environment for students to interact with this. All right, so that's one application. We can give it an assignment, we can give it a project, and then we can allow our students to be self-directed and to guide their learning through that process while maybe we're focused on that students who have maybe more needs or who are less self-directed on their own. There's a lot of other possibilities here. If we go back to the Discover space, I love that we can find models already created. Maybe we want them to interview a historical figure. So we can click on a historical figure and we can talk to these AI models that are trained to act as these figures. There are career professionals we can have our students talk to through this platform. So just a lot of different possibilities here for safe, monitored interactions with an AI. Additionally, this is a great tool to help make your life easier on the back end. It has different tools to help you create lesson plans, to help you level a text, take a text and generate a new appropriate level for your grade. A lot of time-saving measures here. So just a really powerful AI tool, and again, free right now. Try it out, see what you like, what you don't like in your classroom. So that is School AI. One last idea I'll leave you with School AI. If you are in maybe a setting that's not a one-to-one classroom, you don't have access to devices all the time, I love the idea of training a model and making maybe a curiosity corner in the classroom with a device or two set up for School AI where your students can interact and maybe ask questions when you're unavailable. It can act as a tutor of sorts while you are maybe working with another student or group of students. So that is School AI. Our third tool, not a new tool this year, but a tool that has a lot of upgrades, is Padlet. I've been a huge fan of Padlet since the get-go. Padlet is a great board based application where you can post videos, pictures, links to different websites, links to Google Documents, all that good stuff. So let's dive into Padlet here a second and take a look at this tool. You can see all of the Padlets I have made, and we are just going to go dive into making a Padlet here a second. So we're going to make a new Padlet. What's new with Padlet this year really is a lot of different styles of boards that we can make. So if we click a blank canvas here, it creates a canvas right away. We have several different format options, a couple different types of walls where all the posts that students create are going to be just formatted and organized in different ways. We've got a stream that's going to be more chat-like and linear. We've got a timeline function. where they're going to be progressive along a timeline. And I love this tool for creating project plans. So maybe we want to delineate the different tasks students have to complete in a project. And we make one big timeline, and students can post their progress to this timeline. These boards are entirely interactive, and you can moderate the level of interaction with them. I love this one too. We've got a whole map. So again, with the disasters theme, I had students plotting different disasters on this board, and real examples of different disasters. And we culminated one big Padlet of different posts where real world disasters happened, and we could see what that map looks like. So to show you an example of a pre-made Padlet here, I'm going to head back to our main page. Hopefully, let's go back to Padlet there. And I have curated a Padlet for you today that you will have access to. And once again, these are super easy to share. If I head here, I'll give you a QR code, and you can head right to that Padlet yourself. This can also be shared via a link through Google Classroom or whatever your preferred learning management platform is. But once you're there, a typical Padlet looks like this, with our different posts all over. This one's just a board with no particular organization here. Lots of different ideas. I love this for KWL chart, where we're going to actively track our learning throughout a project. We talked about project tasks down here. We can maybe list new vocabulary that we're learning. We could share this Padlet out and maybe crowdsource notes, and make a lecture more interactive, and allow students to gather notes as you are sharing new information with them. Padlet has integrated AI this year, and so I would encourage you to try this one out, our AI icebreaker. You're gonna type in this prompt and have it generate an image. So if we create a new post down here, we can click on that, and we can see all the different options for uploading. But the I can't draw feature here is really cool. And we can type in a statement like, draw a wolf eating a steak at a skate park with a blue sky, right? And then we hit enter. It's going to generate images for us. And this is just a fun icebreaker, or maybe a fun way at the end of the school year to see how well your students know each other. When it gives us those 4 images, and we can then post that to our Padlet. And we'll just add this bonus one here. We'll publish it. And now students could go in and maybe comment and guess whose image that was, or whose they think it is. Lots of settings here to manipulate. We can turn comments off. We can always change the format of the Padlet. We can add reactions, likes, upvotes, star system, even grading on here. So just tons of different options for you to choose from. So that is Padlet. I would encourage you to check out that Padlet we put together. I did leave that Padlet as interactive. So type in your awesome ideas in there, create a new post and share. Maybe you've already used Padlet, share the awesome way you're using Padlet. We'd love to see those populated on here to continue to share this awesome tool. Next is GimKit. GimKit is a great way to gamify our learning. We've had Kahoot and other things like Quizlet around for a little while. All good ways to engage. As a video gamer myself, GimKit is the closest thing you can find to actual video gaming, in my opinion. This tool is the most engaging for me. I would honestly play this with friends in my free time. So GimKit is kind of games within games. A kit is simply a group of questions, and similar to Kahoot or other platforms, you can pull questions from pre-made kits. You can also type in your own kits. And students get to earn rewards along the way. So they earn cash, or they earn things like energy to unlock different power-ups to make their character more powerful, to improve their gameplay. These can be synchronous, where we play live in the classroom. These can be asynchronous, where we're assigning this as homework or other in-class work to be done. This is a $4.99 a month subscription to get access to all the games. So if I click play live, you'll see all the different forms of this game we can play. We've got our little GIMs here. Your students get to customize their little GIM and earn rewards for that GIM. There's some classic modes down here. The GIM Kit Classic is more of your standard question and answer format, but in all of these, kids are going to answer preloaded questions to earn their rewards. If you're on the free version like this one is here, you get access to 2 different games a week. So it's still a powerful tool, even as a free version, and you can interact with those. If I click that, let's say knockback here, then we get different options. I love GimKit 2 because it does not have to be competitive. There are ways to make this. Here we got free for all our teams. There's other game modes like the floor is lava, where the whole class is going to work to try and keep the level of lava from rising. So we can make this entirely collaborative if we've got students who maybe don't deal with competition very well. So lots of different options here with GimKit. All right, one last tool. But just to wrap up, GimKit, I love this for accessing prior knowledge. I love this for formative assessment. Just a great way to boost engagement with those 2 tasks in our class. I also love this as free time. We could pair this with our Padlet, maybe post a free time GimKit that kids are going to interact with when they finish earlier or during transition times. All right, our last tool is called Adobe Character Animator. This is a really fun and engaging tool to up your students' presentation skills. And so there are several different levels of Adobe Animator. I just want to show you those in my slideshow first. There are 2 free versions. Animate from Audio is a web-based version, so any device can do this. Starter mode, I'm going to show you first here, is also a free version, but it does require a desktop, Mac, or PC in order to utilize. So let me show you exactly what this is a second. Here I'm in Adobe Animator, and this is the starter mode. So as you can see, it's got my picture in the top right corner, and here's my little character I selected, and he is talking as I talk. He moves as I move, and then what we can do with this is his eyebrows even work with my eyebrows. We can record this, and we can go, hey, thanks for joining us today. Hope you're finding this insightful. We get our animation there, and we can even add emotions. We can add different gestures here. And so I love this, especially for our shy students, maybe the kids who don't want to get in front of classroom. We can give them the opportunity to record and edit and modify their character and then replay it. So this one has the motion tracking with it. The Adobe Express Character Animator, which is linked in the hyperdoc, it looks like this, and we can either upload an audio file. We've got all kinds of different characters to select from. We can upload an audio file, or we can record that live as well. It will go through the work of animating that. So these versions offer 1 character at a time, but if you do pay for it, the Adobe Creative Cloud, I believe for schools, is about $60 a month. Then you can add multiple characters, you can change backgrounds, all kinds of customizability. So Character Animator, another powerful tool to just up that level of engagement, particularly when we're talking about presenting or sharing information in our classroom. All right. Those are our 5 tools for today. So before we wrap up, I am just curious what you think you will try first. We got about 2 minutes left, so we'll see really quickly what people liked here. I love them all. I don't know how to pick a favorite. You know, the world of EdTech can be overwhelming, so I'd encourage you to pick maybe one and start small, give it a shot in your classroom. Robin, how are we looking there?
Sorry, John, give us 2 more seconds here. Closing it out. All right, So it looks like all these tools will definitely be tried. The leader, School AI at 38%, followed by Padlet at 31, and then Gimkit and Character Animator at 13, and then Teachable Machine at 6%.
Sweet, excellent. I hope you all enjoy those tools. I hope they bring the level of engagement and excitement up in your classroom. If you liked what you heard today, please reach out. Check us out more at our website, vaei.org. We'd love to hear from you and customize your professional development needs. Again, check out Science on the Grand this summer. Use that code to get 20% off. And we hope to see you at our webinar next month, same time, same place at 4 o'clock. And with that, hey, thanks for joining us today. We hope to see you next time. Have a good one.